been 4 months since the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association declared the pandemic-related decline in child and adolescent mental health a national emergency. It has been about a week since we first started telling you about a new state program to get that kind of decline moving in the opposite direction for youngsters here in California. Here to explain more about the effort to help kids in crisis tap into a trusted space is Monica Nepomuceno, the interim leader of the equity branch of the new state Office of School-Based Health Programs. Welcome to Fox 40 News at 11.
Thank you.
First, tell me how this new office is playing a role in uplifting our struggling students.
Well, the Office of School-Based Health Programs is relatively new. We were just established at the end of December 2021. And so what we're going to be doing is really making sure that there are enough resources that are at no cost to our local educational agencies that really filter down to our students in order to support them as they encounter, whether it's just emotional distress, which can be temporary, or if it's a full-blown mental illness. So we want to make sure that we are partnering with exterior organizations so that we can elevate their programs. And a trusted space is one of those examples.
The pandemic has taken a toll on adult mental health, and adults have more tools, more resources, even just the vocabulary to articulate what they're really feeling. Kids don't always even have that. So A Trusted Space is a free film-based initiative designed to teach teachers and staff, like bus drivers, how to create environments where kids feel comfortable sharing what's going on with them. Wasn't school already supposed to be a place full of trusted adults where kids can really feel heard? So what's a film going to change?
Well, one would assume that, right? If you get into the profession of teaching, or if you get into a profession where you're working on a school site, that you would want to care for children, that you would want to communicate, and that building relationships is important. But that's not always an innate trait. And so our educators are not trained or prepared to identify mental health issues, and yet their classrooms and their school campuses are filled with students who are either experiencing emotional distress or the onset of a mental illness.
I think you have a little visitor there in another room who wants in on the interview.
This film I'm so sorry.
It's okay. This film is like a mini professional development course and expected to reach more than 6 million educators and students statewide this year. Will it be required professional development for teachers? And what's the rollout going to look like?
It is not required. It is completely voluntary, but we hope that this will inspire teachers and any school staff to come in and really learn how to build a trusting space for students. Because like I said, we don't all have those innate skills to be able to help students or to build those relationships. And this film, and along with a 20-minute professional development and the curricula that goes along with it, will help them build those skills and build those trusting relationships so students can unpack their feelings, not only related to what they're experiencing in the pandemic, but also just, life. Some of our students we know have troubled family lives. A lot of them are struggling financially. Many of them, have parents who are incarcerated. There's just a myriad of reasons why they need support. And so by being able to watch this film, implement the curriculum, and open up these trusted spaces or create these trusted spaces, students are going to feel like they are a part of the school, that they are not only a number, and that they're not only valued for their academic success, but that they are valued as human beings, not for what they're going to do, but for who they are right now.
The implementation of A Trusted Space comes on the heels of another program called ANGST, Building Resilience. Also, the state is into its second phase of Project Calwell, which started before the pandemic, working to create positive school climates. Sacramento County schools are in this current second phase. So through that, the willingness for secondary students to seek help from a counselor if depressed or stressed went up from 15 to 19%, 22 to 27% for elementary kids. What other kind of successes have been seen so far?
Well, we just know that we are establishing all of these different programs, and if we are able to scaffold them into our school campuses, that we are going to improve that school climate. We often talk about mental health, and when we talk about mental health, we always want to address it by having more counselors, and that's not always the answer. We want to make sure that our school climates and are nurturing, they're accepting, they're valuing their students as well as their staff, and so all of these programs aim to do that. We have other programs, like you said, Angst, which is all about addressing anxiety and the prevalence of anxiety among our youth. And what do you do if you have anxiety? These programs really let students know that they are not alone in feeling the symptoms that they feel with a lot of these mental illnesses, but also that they're not alone in addressing these mental health issues.
Really, really important, because parents who became primary teachers being at home with kids during a lot of this just really felt isolated and weren't able to kind of connect and kind of make up for that other part of what the school environment was giving kids. So a lot of families looking forward to these programs being put in place, and we'll be checking back in to see how they're working. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A major